behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there, Palm Bash TV. Time again. Thanks for joining us. We have a great interview coming up shortly. But if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and bell buttons below you there, and you're always going to be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you pay attention to the description part as well as the closing credits at the end of the show, you'll find contact info, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Fort Wayne, Indiana today, we have Greg Wiggs. He's with a band called She Loves to Shop. He's a great artist, and I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second, but first there's another quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
All right, we're back, and with us from Fort Wayne, Indiana today, we have Greg Wiggs from the band She Loves to Shop. And we thank you so much for joining us today, Greg.
Hey, Paul, it's good to be here and glad to meet you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you made it here today. Tell us a little bit about how it all started for you as far as being an artist. I mean, I'm sure you were in a musical family. Maybe you just kind of fell into it, maybe. I mean, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear your story.
Yeah. I was born into this household of music. My father was a musician and played in country bands, rockabilly bands, and he graduated back in the 50s, so he did all that kind of music, that old style stuff. My mom was a music lover. My grandparents, my cousins, they all played music. So I was brought up around it where I pretty much thought everybody played music. Everybody was in tune to musical instruments and did that kind of thing. And as I got older, I tried a few different instruments, and finally I ended up playing guitar, and that progressed myself into playing in a band with my brother, my younger brother. When we were in high school, we played in a group. And basically what we did is we stole the songs my dad was playing. We learned the songs by watching their band practice. And then we got together with our guys and we learned the songs. And we went to the clubs where my dad actually played and said, hey, here we are. You know, our father plays there. Give us a break. And they did. And they liked us. And that's how it got going that way.
Oh, okay. That's a great story. And I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I hope you have many more years ahead of you. Well, tell us a little bit about the influences you had. I mean, I know you're wearing Johnny Cash on your shirt. That might be one of your influences.
Yeah. Hey, the dog's got to be quiet. So I was influenced by just everything, everywhere. Everywhere you turn around, you hear something you like. It's a matter of not really listening to it too close, but you just kind of take it in and feel it. And of course, my dad played in his band. When I was first in high school, all my classmates were into what was popular at the time, the 70s music. And I didn't have a clue what that was because I never listened. I didn't hear that stuff. What I got to hear was what my dad had record collection was. Older rhythm and blues stuff. He was big into some of the country artists and whatever. And so I was off on a different track than what my peers were. So when I got together later with them, I didn't know what they were listening to. I had to catch up and learn, you know, who Aerosmith was and the Stones and some of this other stuff was new to me, you know, where everybody else was already familiar with it.
Well, that's good because you know here at Palm Bash TV, you know we love all kinds of music anyway. So it's I enjoy you know with talking to people that are influenced by everything.
Well, I can tell your listeners that I became a student of different guitar players, different groups, you know, and it was the big ones at the time: Clapton, Page, Hendrix. I was really into ZZ Top. I love ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons, the guitarist there, and I would dive into a particular group and concentrate and focus and live with their music for maybe 6 months. and study it and learn it as much as I could. Then I'd go to the next one, you know. So over a period of probably 5 years, I was just playing guitar all the time, morning, noon, and night, and listening and studying those different players and trying to get out of them what I could.
Hmm. Okay. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit more about how we can find out about you? I mean, are you on Facebook? You have an official web address, streaming media, so forth. I mean, tell everybody about that.
Right. Well, I have my own website, which is kind of my bio, and it's my electronic press kit. Basically, it's the information that gives my background and what I've done musically. And so far to date, in 5 years, I've done 5 albums. And the website that I'm speaking of is she loves number two shop.com. And it just gives the general outline of my attitude, I think. And there's places to go, videos. Then you check out the menu, and you'll see that I have a vinyl for sale, and I have a CD for sale. And it just kind of takes you through it. If you're interested in finding some indie music that's not corporate influenced, and it's really just like a kitchen table type project, that's how I started, at the kitchen table, and worked at my craft where I developed it over the years, and it's grown, and I've gotten better. And finally, I've put out this last album, Peaceful Teenage Bully, that seems to be gaining some attention. Um, it's becoming well liked. People that will get a hold of it and check it out tend to want to listen to pretty much the whole thing. It's not like, it's kind of old school in the sense the way we grew up. You find an album that you like, you listen to the whole thing. Today, it's always just one song, and I don't I don't really like doing it that way. My songs I put together in a way so that it takes you on a little bit of a sonic journey, where it'll take you fast, it'll take you slow. It's like when you watch a band live. You have a good band takes you and kind of entertains you in a way that holds your attention. So that's how I try to make an album, and hold your attention to get you through it.
Oh, okay. Are you on all the social media, streaming media as well, or are you not?
Right, yeah. The music, the She Loves to Shop music, is distributed through DistroKid, and they put it out in, I don't know how many, 20, 25 different streaming platforms, music stores, iTunes, Amazon Music. It's on like iHeartRadio, Pandora, Deezer, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. And so it's out there in it's in the mainstream for sure.
Okay, and we can find you on Facebook and Instagram, all
Right.
places too.
Yes, Facebook is She Loves to Shop, spelled the same way like my website. She loves number two shop. And then Gregory Wiggs, my name, can also be found on Facebook. It's there. And then over on Twitter or X, I'm still pretty active on X. I know a lot of people migrated to Threads, and some of them are everywhere, but I'm not on Threads yet at this time. So with Twitter or X, my name there, the handle is at Wiggs Radio, which kind of throws people a little bit for a loop. Like, how do you go from She Loves to Shop to Wiggs Radio? But WIGZ, like your radio station call letters, Wiggs Radio, that's my handle on X. Okay, then we jumped to Instagram. And when I was setting these things up, maybe I didn't know what I was doing. And I went with the handle Wiggs Records, WIGZ, like the radio thing, Wiggs Records. That's at Wiggs Records is Instagram, at Wiggs Radio is Twitter. And there's a quick story I can tell you about the WIGZ thing. First of all, my last name is Wiggs, right? So WIGZ is kind of a cute way of doing wigs, I think. Well, the story is though, my dad, who I mentioned earlier, not only is a fantastic musician, but in his younger days, he served in the United States Navy as a radioman. And I can remember being, no taller than, kitchen table, and some of my dad's old nostalgic, I don't know, his letters and his postcards and things like that my grandma had in a box from him. There was a postcard that he had drawn a radio station tower like an antenna, and at the top of the antenna, he had drawn these like lightning bolts of signal, like it's transmitting, and he drew that. And I, when I was young like that, I saw that, and I thought that was really nice. I thought that was really cool. And so when I got older, as a kind of a homage to him, tribute to my dad for all he's helped me with, the influences, I came up with this Wiggs radio because he was a radio man, and I kind of went with that for a while until the She Loves to Shop fully developed, and then everything should be changed over to She Loves to Shop, you know, so people don't get confused. But once you get to X and you look up Wiggs Radio, you'll see enough of my stuff, and you'll hopefully dig on the humor and what I'm doing with it, that you'll get past Wiggs Radio and you'll associate She Loves to Shop with me.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
check them out everywhere. I know you won't be disappointed. And the song we're about to watch is called People. Self-explanatory, I guess. Tell us a story about this song. We love to hear.
Okay. Well, first of all, I changed the title after I made the video. I looked up, I took to Google and I searched the original title was She Love People Like Us. And I found there's too many songs already like People Like Us. And I still thought that was the best title, but it bugged me that there's already half a dozen songs with the same title. And you know how us creators are, we want to be unique, you know, so I got to get a different name. So I thought, well, we'll just shorten it to People. That's what we'll call the song and whatever. So I put together the video. We called it People. And that's what you're going to show. You'll see that the intro is calling it People. But by the time I got to distributed, time to publish it, I started thinking, you know, People Like Us is just really should be the name of the song because that's in the chorus and that's used out throughout the song. So I don't know, had to switch it. I switched it back to People Like Us, and the video is still People. So the actual song is called People Like Us, and the album that's from, the new album, is called Peaceful Teenage Bully. Well, I was asked before, and I'm sure you're thinking it. How'd that album come together? Was it easy? Was it hard? Which song was difficult or whatever? And I got to be honest with you, the whole song came together fairly simple. And I write songs in a kind of unique way that most people aren't familiar with. I will write starting with nothing. I will sit in front of the screen with an empty, DAW screen looking at me. And I just start putting something out there, then I build upon it because I am a solo act. I don't know if you realize that or not. I'm an artist producer where I play all the instruments. Um, I've learned to mix. I've learned to master my own music. So I do it all from write the songs, perform the music, record it, mix it, master it, and then, as I am with you, get to this point of where we're going to promote it. So in that way, it makes me kind of unique in the sense that, yeah, I don't use AI. I don't believe in AI. There's reasons and there's things about that need discussed, but not right now. But I am like, just this one guy with two hands and one heart making all this music.
Hmm.
And so it is what it is. I mean, and I'm always in awe of when something completes itself. When a song's finished, I cannot tell you how I just have to. I'm just amazed because if it took me 3 days to put it together or whatever it was, I just I'm just in awe. It's just amazing. It just makes me freak out. Like wow. Because when you start it, you don't know where it's going. You don't know what it's going to turn out to be. That's like 9 out of 10 times. Every once in a while, occasionally, I'll get a bug in my head and I'll think, okay, I've got to do this song about this. I got to try to come up with this topic, right? I want to nail this topic and I want to expand on that. Well, that album, Peaceful Teenage Bully, was pretty much out of the 12 tunes, all the 11 of them just they just dropped in my lap. They just happened. And the People Like Us tune, though, it was a little more challenging because I wasn't quite satisfied with what I thought. I think it was done, and then I'm like, no, it's bugging me. Something about that tune's not quite right yet. I didn't like the vocals quite yet, or I had to remix it somewhere. Something wasn't quite sitting right. So that song there was a little bit more challenging. It took a while to work it out. And I can also let you know that the title for that album, Peaceful Teenage Bully, and I think you've seen the cover of it,
Hmm.
right? The album cover. I had a dream one night when I woke out of this dream, I just had this peaceful teenage bully theme going through my head, and I'm like thinking, well, what's the significance of why is it, what a lot of times we wake up and we don't know what we dreamt. We might have a little bit of a remembrance, but 9 out of 10 times for me, I just I forget what it was. It may have been really great and intense what I was doing in this dream, but when I wake up, it just like vanishes.
Hmm.
But the peaceful teenage bully thing stayed with me as I woke up and started doing my day. And I'm like, well, I don't quite understand. Like, and I took it to the Lord, and I'm like, I don't know what, I'm not sure what the significance of this peaceful teenage bully is, but maybe, you're going to show me and we'll figure it out. You let me know. And then, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later, it was time to assemble the album, and it didn't have a title yet. And I'm wondering what to title this album. And then that peaceful teenage bully thing came right back and hit me in the head like, teach a teenage peaceful bully. That's what you're going to title it. And I was like, whoa, why not? Okay, that sounds good to me. We'll go with that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great story to that song, and we're going to be showing that in just a second. But before we do, Greg, thank you so much for being on the show today. We'd love to have you back again sometime if you got anything to plug for us.
Well, yes, sir, Mr. Mesh. I enjoyed it.
Uh,
And I'm certain I could come up with some good questions for you too, because you're an interesting guy.
sounds like a winner there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, here it is. She loves to shop with people, and it begins right now.
Maybe what the world needs is people like us. Maybe what the world needs is people like us. If I could make you smile, only for a while, given the chance, I'd love to dance on the strings of a love song. Maybe what the world needs, lovers like you and me. If only in a dream I could hold you tight. If only in a dream I could hold you tight. I'd make the wrong in the world alright. When we're together, it's a love that never ends. Now that it could be over, can we be friends? Maybe what the world needs, lovers like you and me. You shouldn't feel such pain unless you really love someone. You know it's for real when you let go. Maybe what the world needs is more lovers. There's feelings that still remain. I cry in the morning. Maybe what the world
Nobody